Alright, I got the evanescence out of the way. Had to get in the proper, gloomy mood, you know? I think this will help, too, before we get started. But, it's funny, I remember, the first warning I heard, about Wikipedia, of course, I'd known about it in high school, was it, one of my high-level history courses that I took my freshman year, which specifically focused on research papers and preparing folks like for that, like the crafting of them, as well as like the crafting of sentence structure and paragraph flow and proper citations. I got a bunch of that from high school coming in, but specifically as it pertains to this, the professor stressed quite a bit about leaning on the free encyclopedia for the purposes of, like, citing that stuff in your work. Just not a credible thing. That was in the fall of 2006. Wikipedia's been around since '01. It's 2022. I have viewers who have lived their entire lives under the gentle embrace of Wikipedia. Anyway, I've pulled up Wikipedia here. Talk to you all about necromancy, which is the practice of magic or black magic involving communication with the dead, either by summoning their spirits as apparitions, visions, or raising them bodily, for the purpose of divination, imparting the means to foretell future events, discover hidden knowledge, to bring someone back from the dead, or to use the dead as a weapon. Sometimes referred to as death magic, the comma is after the quotation mark there, and it's really... Anyway, the term may also sometimes be used in a more general sense to refer to black magic or witchcraft. The word necromancy is adapted from late Latin necromantia, itself borrowed from post-classical Greek necromantia, a compound of ancient Greek nekros, dead body, and mantia, divination. This compound form was first used by Origen of Alexandria in the 3rd century AD. The classical Greek term was nekia from the episode of the Odyssey in which Odysseus visits the realm of the dead souls, and in Hellenistic Greek, rendered as necromantia in Latin and as necromancy in 17th century English. Alright. And then it talks further about the history of necromancy. I could tell you more about that, though, as a longtime necromancer. Anyway, welcome the fuck to Let's Get On With It Live. How y'all doing? Just kidding, I don't fucking care. It's the end of May. For some, the beginning of June. With Memorial Day having passed here in the States, the unofficial start of summer, though, from what my friend Rahal would tell me, he's the first person who ever brought this game to my attention, that was a couple of years back, summer starts at the beginning of June. And I'm like, what the fuck? Fucking Europeans? And of course it's a Northern Hemisphere bias too, right? What the hell? 92 battles. Boy, it's fucking felt like 92 battles as well. Yesterday we dragged that sumbitch out. It was beautifully patterned, like zones, and I just meandered lazily. A beautiful lazy river. Ebbed and flowed all over those who stood in my way and crushed them. So, while taking a shower, I was thinking about, like, I was considering my thoughts on the video game and what negative I had to say about the video game. And the only negative thing that came to mind was that at this point the witticisms espoused by the titular character are grating on me a little. I've heard the same ones enough times, and I'm like, I'm good. That's the only, like, negative thing I've formulated. But we'll see how I feel when we get to the boss up here, and whether anything else comes to mind. Alright, so, review for myself. Level 80. I appear to have been going after... No, I just got Reign of Gore. That sounds like something I did. And I had no stern direction, or no solid, determined idea what exactly I was doing next. But we might be filling in the blanks, you know? Artifacts-wise, looks like I'm pretty strong on that. Destruction Maul here in my hand. Ring of the Overlord here on the finger. Light armor can probably be swapped out with Spirit Chainmail. But I might also just be inclined to just fucking keep that on, since we've done pretty well on getting folks extra vigor and Golden Rose. So the first 2 turns of battle, minions take less damage and deal more damage. And these combats are won within those turns. It's how I'm establishing like action economy advantage. And I'll talk more about that when I get into like an actual combat, just in case you're like, what the fuck does he mean by like
now
advantage?
I will make mortals tremble before me, well, even more than previously.
We need to turn 43 more enemies insane to get the shade unlocked, and I just don't see that as something I'm doing in this playthrough. Just not something I've prioritized. A number of those have come from me having one-use consumable items that can like do like sanity checks on everyone at the start of fighting. And then this bone golem, which has me gather 40 bones, which has been slow to resolve. The others are either difficulty unlocked or DLC locked. And this is just the base video game. We have a banshee, a vampire, a skeleton, and a werewolf. And unless I am forced to change by the adversaries we face, or death, I don't see this party, like... I don't see this composition changing. I've got investment in, like, the special effects they're rocking with Spirit Spear and Spirit Chainmail that I would need battles to reconstruct. And I don't, like, feel the urge to test out other characters. If the game, like, kicks my fucking teeth in, then we'll roll with the punches and go from there. Otherwise, like... Basically, it's just like, will the game, like, kick my teeth in? Let's find out together. And graveyard-wise, like, this stuff is done. So, like, this has been, like... So, like, I don't dislike it. I don't have a negative thing to say about it. It's just... It's been set it and forget it stuff, right? But there was some choice-making over, like, what to prioritize. But once... Like, I started needing to wait a while for these unlocks. The Unfrozen, for an example, is not something I'm gonna be fucking getting. Because, it's on the more pain or higher difficulty completion. Shade, we ain't getting that without Insanities. There's the Shade there again. There's the Bone Golem, we're waiting on collecting those bones there. And then a Black Widow. Ain't getting that. So, yeah. I have a couple of folks in the arenas to just train up. The backup skeleton, the backup werewolf. They are most decidedly behind now. The main skeleton and main werewolf. Should I suffer, like losses in battle, I do have a number of parts up there I can use to recreate the characters. I do also have a number of brains as well, for leveling up purposes. So, you know, they drop in quality. And we'll be collecting more brains, I presume. Now, the game did say something terrible, horrible, like holy energy being thrown upon your undead minions. We'll see what's up with that, okay? Is there anything I want to break down? Let's get this party started. So, action economy, turn priority. These mechanics go into like a slew of different video games. Not just this tactical stuff, but strategy as a whole, role-playing games as well. The werewolf is a powerful minion in part due to the high initiative score the werewolf has, often securing turn priority for me, giving me the first action that I can use to, say, lob down a spell to influence the battlefield. A stun, for example. Action economy, you've heard me joke if you've been watching these broadcasts about, you know, occasionally, like, just splitting up damage. That's because hit points are a resource, and unless dropping someone's hit points a set amount, like 25, 50, 75%, actually has a mechanical effect upon them, it's irrelevant. Hit points are a resource. You know, if you're playing a card game, playing Magic the Gathering, for example, and if you win at 1 life point, that's still a victory. Huzzah! And so, something that's really potent, that I have unveiled, revealed, discovered, enjoyed thoroughly, is the werewolf crushing this 4th slot almost every combat in which we have been facing 4 opponents. That gives me a turn advantage, which is delicious, especially since that 4th slot ends up having, like, some annoying, like, abilities, like healing, or, like, area of effect pain. Fuck that shit. And so building turn advantage there, like, that's the stuff that I'm talking about, and that's what you want to focus on, is making it so that you get more actions than your opponent. So long as those are quality actions. One reason that Monster Slayer was so harrowing was that the Monster Slayer got to take an action after each one of your turns. And so, you know, this boss, who is solo except for those stones, is getting 5 actions per, like, round. It's like, well, shit! So what the hell do we have here? We have a paladin. When an ally dies, reduces all incoming damage by 25% until the end of combat. This stacks and cannot be removed. Okay then. 335 hit points. 235 sanity. Okay. So, you know, that's a solid argument for leaning into sanity, like, damage against these guys, due to that significant difference between the two. Then we have champions. When an ally is defeated, receives 25% damage until the end of combat, stacks, and can't be removed. They are also very evasive, and 51% luck. Yum. Alright. So, one could make an argument in the case of these enemies that you drag down their life point totals real low, and that if you mop them up quickly, they don't get to benefit from these features. That still, however, does, like, that's still extra action economy, and we've got damage on the team. So having a paladin with a 75% damage reduction would be rough. We, in the prior area, we encountered those wardens who could not be debuffed and could go into that stance that would reduce incoming damage by 40%, like, or 240%? Whatever. It was yesterday. Who can remember what happened then? I think the first thing I'm going to do here is put you to bed.
Monuments of murder.
Dodge that. Next step is to rip apart this paladin's armor and resistance. I'm gonna follow this up by being cautious and guarding for the werewolf. Moving along here, I am going to use Berserk on this Paladin, because the Paladin here is at full vigor. Oh, there's fair resource funding the Pyromancer, indeed. Now, I would like to get off that Blood Rage. And I do have the power within me to do that. Scream that off. So I think I will. Okay. Second turn. This Paladin still has armor and resistance, so I'm gonna strip that off. I'm gonna think here. Thinking's dangerous. I think attacking this guy with this werewolf is gonna be overkill. I was considering having the vampire do halvesies to this guy. If I cast the initiative spell, he says that does not meaningfully change the turn. If need be, I can pull out a Rain of Gore to make one of these paladins take more damage. Or, you know, future paladins. Let's get damage on you. That's not good enough for a kill. I can kill with a spell near the end of this round. Okay. These enemies have demonstrated multi-targeting, which does not eliminate the effectiveness of the skeleton, because we also saw some single targeting, but does reduce the effectiveness of the skeleton. Okay, am I looking to... What I'm asking myself here is my vampire going to get another turn next round? That's my determining factor of whether I'm going to, like, have her berserk again. Answer is, I'm not sure. Let's mock this paladin.
Baked within flames.
Okay, so that extra, like, wrath I gain from killing with a destruction spell, that will lead me into a morbid howl.
This will be your end.
Try harder? Screams at me. Okay. Will do, boss. I was looking at the, that gladiator-looking motherfucker's evasion.
Tide that will wash away your pathetic civilization.
And so I decided to just mocking slap instead of, although, that attack can't miss. That is the thing I upgraded that to, yeah? me check to confirm that. No, I upgraded it to Sudden Strike to ignore block as well. It can miss. Alright, very good. I'm at full mana anyway. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep upgrading the skeleton's attack. It'll cost 12 points for the next upgrade. As we've upgraded initiative, armor, and resistance, we can, you know, go in different directions. Actually, bring some choppiness with the skeleton. To refresh myself, you have 5 hits of the spear. You, of course, got the full 10. And you're the only one who didn't get all 10 hits of that spirit chainmail. Okay. So that fight there, yeah, that was one in the first 2 rounds. You're like, Grimith, that took more than 2 rounds. Yeah, but we'd say it was one in the first 2 rounds, yeah. Like, Grimith, that's technically not what happened. I'm like, I know it's not. But, for all intents and purposes, except for technically, it was. I don't really care about this whole spine bomb thing. I'm not too enticed by that. I mean, it's nice damage, but, like, that's a time investment. And I'm like, I'm the beatdown. I'm aggro. I'm, mono red, mono white. Hell, maybe I'm even Boros. now my head's in Magic the Gathering. Anyway. So, I do recall that the angle I wanted to take to this boss ran through this space. Because I wanted to make sure my minions were at full health, or if they were in great condition and I wasn't, then, well, my mana wasn't, I could take care of that too before the final fight. This would have me, like, hit this up, and then have a fight, and then a sacrificial altar. Which is not what I'm looking for. An elite squad fight, I may end up routing through there. Which would have me sort of route around this way. So what I'm going to do here, I think, is head up. Yeah, we'll head up. This here is unfortunate. Like, that'll be a wasted space. I highly doubt I'm going to need that restorative there. What I could do is go this way, and then shoot off this way, or even go up to here. And... what the hell is... Almost looks like a crucified individual wearing a crown of thorns. Obviously not. Because, you know, there's not enough detail on that avatar to go by that. The latest point I can branch off is here, and that would take me to this elite and then go from there. Notably, once I get off this path, I ain't getting back on it. I like that giving me an extra level. And again, I'm caring more about me than the minions, even though at this point, it might benefit my minions more. I don't have that many more talent things to unlock. And some of it's just going to be really inconsequential. This is also the most thought I've taken into planning my route. If I don't turn off by this point, I will be fighting this elite squad. I'm gonna end up hitting this, unless I turn off this way. I just don't want that. Although I do want that. So how about we go this way?
My sense of direction might be getting...
Titular character plays, and then we'll turn off here. Okay. Medal of Betrayal. Alright, yeah, we've got some of those. A gambling chip, huh? A buff for the vigor of enemies. Am I willing to gamble? Not fully knowing what the hell I'm getting into? Maybe not. I'd like to see these enemies more. I also have so many, like, consumables. We can ride out these battles until the end of time. For this shit. That's gonna be the next thing we do. No. I think since that fight that's coming up is a 3B, a 3Zs, a 3-fer. Let's gamble. Second verse, same as the first. Go the fuck to sleep.
Monuments of murder.
Holy ages. Deals 200% damage to any minion that deals targeted stress damage to an ally. Okay. That's good to know. So, how I was musing here, the idea that, Sanity is a weaker, like, health bar for these foes. Paladins have a punishment mechanic for that. That's okay. Oh. 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 Sometimes, the Banshee hits 25% odds on 3 enemies. Oh shit, they activated that game breaker! So it goes.
Ooh, hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
Could have used a little bit of mana there before that happened. Oh well. That won't kill. That's fine, unless it crits. Good job, skeleton. Murderer! Did not bother to use a magic attack that time before the end of that round transition.
My kingdom comes.
You can definitely feel that 50% reduced damage there. Still done in 3 rounds.
A sad display for mortal kind.
Martyr's Rags, which is a really nice item for any, like, minion of mine I would desire to be the tank. Just right there. Especially if I, like, combine that thing. There was an item that prevented them from moving as well. It's like, no, this person's always in front. You don't understand. You can't make them move. They're in the front. Those are the rules. Like a fallen Dampier, a mummy. No, you're attacking them. You're eating that luck penalty on from the mummy. Alright. Some replacement brains. If I only had a brain. Another Maddening Amulet.
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previously.
Don't see myself using that spiked ring anymore. And I'm not interested in this. That's not strong enough. Obviously, artifact disintegration doesn't matter as much anymore since it takes us so much XP to level up. Okay, let's keep going. I suppose if there's anything else negative I'd have to say is that every time I go into this menu, I'm forced to choose my battle group instead of defaulting to, like, my previous selection. I guess that's fine, though, since, you know, you might have actually meant to select a different battle group, and so the game's being friendlier in that regard. If I had all the other, like, battle group slots empty, it wouldn't prompt me for that. So it goes. It's not even, like, a... I don't consider that big of a deal. Yeah, whatever. Give me another eye. I think it's my third one. I said I wanted to turn here? Yeah, that avoids this, and it also avoids this. "50% chance to redirect an attack or debuff to the knight from an ally located behind it. +2 attack until the battle ends each time the knight receives damage. Stacks up to 10 times. Alright. So, cool. It's a neat ability, it makes sense. Not opposed to it at all. Note these paladins are actually so damn sturdy with that much HP. This Cache of Laggards is not a guaranteed kill. But if it did get redirected to a knight, that would be. Because the knights don't have that much HP. They have a bit more sanity than HP. 30 armor and resistance. This would have to crit, particularly with, like, the armor that the paladin has. Who gets to go next? I think I just don't want to hear from you.
Monuments of murder. So, this is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like? Yeah, pathetic.
Alright, redirect there, not to the first knight, but the third knight. And, you know, that works for me just as well. Got my mana back. Made that, can't say a free move, because it did consume my talent expenditure for the round, but nearly free. And with the armor up on the knight, I'm not going to bother flinging out an attack. I suppose I can attack the champion with you? I think I will. And miss. That 41% evasion there, compared to the 136% accuracy for the skeleton. That was a narrow thing. But fair enough. Why would play the video game? This could be redirected to the knight. Was not. Oh shit. Look at that. Good job, knight. Nicely done. Took damage from the fire, attacked the skeleton, healed up. Okay. Guess that's just like a special, like one of the abilities the knight has, like how they attack. That's fine. Another reason why I like using the werewolf is that, and you know, really do enjoy starting the fight with 100 Wrath, is this Blood Moon ability, tying into the idea of action economy. At 2 turns, and I value the 25% more damage over the extra turn Like, it had gone in the opposite direction with full moon. And that really helps, like, chain off more with the items I'm wearing that have my minions deal more damage for the first 2 rounds. I'm looking for the match to be decided in those 2 rounds.
Your frail bodies fail you.
Should have done my move before I started doing attacks, so I gotta replenish my mana. I don't want to hear from you.
Of murder.
Give you another shot, skeleton. What you got? Okay.
You will soon embrace your new existence. Become part of the breathless tide.
This werewolf's got this paladin. I said, this werewolf's got this paladin. Like I said, the skeleton's got the paladin.
As your suffering ends, your servant...
Another drop of divinity. I put 1 on the skeleton. I wasn't enamored by that salamander skin. Increases all damage dealt by 15%, reduces all damage received by 15%. That drop, by the way, is also helping more with the idea of having these fights, like, go quicker. Because the bull skull that I had on before the salamander skin was a tick-up sort of thing. And I'm trying to get these fights done quick. I'm fine with both of these. The Orb of Negation prevents the werewolf from, like, getting derailed by debuffs. And the Essence of Mine refills my mana. Vampire here, I really like the Sharpened Bone I added. I think the Armored Plates are up for consideration being removed, and I'm fine with both the Acid Land and Ashes of a Burned Witch here on the Banshee to strip off armor and resistance, or, well, rather, and set enemies on fire. If I was going to replace this, what would I replace it with? You know, and obviously, like, after, like, the first 2 rounds, like, our strength, like, wears off and we become weaker. But the idea is we have such a dominant board position that we can just mop up with the other things we have going for us. It might be an Enchanted Heart I put inside this vampire. So, the vampire's not getting attacked much, and even when the vampire does get struck, it's 2 blocks and 2 wards. The greatest harm dealt to the vampire is the vampire, through the abilities. And having a regenerative effect there, I don't hate it. Like, Drop of Divinity would not, like, I don't think influences the Berserk. So I'm not inclined to, like, buff the vampire's damage. Okay. So, like, I don't expect this to buff the damage. What I'm curious to see is whether it negates the vigor damage. I think I'm willing to just experiment on this. Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to tell me, as a viewer, yeah, let's take a flyer out on that. What the fuck? Yeah. Have some hero's blood. It's blood. It's blood. Blood for, you know, blood. Blood, 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 blood. Blood. Blood, 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 blood. While minions get +1 ward, decreases the critical hit strength of enemies. I'm not too keen on that stuff because, like, yeah, taking, like, critical hits sucks, but I just, like, they gotta crit me, right? So whatever.
Toss it with the rest.
Toss it with the rest, indeed. We have so many consumables. I like this Morgenstern. I like the idea of it, but I'm just not... Like, I'm not really compelled to use it over my other weapon options.
It embellishes my undead features.
Maddening Amulet just is not, like... Just isn't like this group, but now I'm not too opposed about keeping one around in case I need to become that. And I don't think I would replace the light armor here, so let's go ahead and just eat these three. Alright, is there a consumable I want to put on? We've got plenty. That's worded awkwardly. Let's throw some fucking dynamite at these opponents.
Fetching.
Have some dynamite, holy ones. Good. And that opens this paladin up to fun times. Bloodbow. Anyway, I hope these chats that I've had here have helped better explain my mindset. I may not be able to read the left third of the fucking screen while I'm doing alchemy, but I do have some years of experience with strategy and tactics. I still don't feel like dealing with you, turn one. Go to hell. You survived because of the armor you wear. So be it. We can take care of that. Am I willing to take care of that? What aggravation can you bring to me in a round? Now that I've seen your moves, what could you do? Hell, I'd rather just try hitting the champion. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. I'll just avoid stress damage, honey bunny. See, in this case, I'm like, what the fuck you gonna do from back there? That would be problematic if I was doing that. And now this knight's dead last, which means it ain't garden. Well, damn. Thought I'd try, you know? I thought it was worth seeing. No, we cannot block self-damage with the hero's blood. Oh well.
Carve open their husks.
Arg, pierce the plate. Like, that's just a wasted turn there from the knight. Does have 2 block, though. I suppose it wasn't that wasted.
Monuments of murder. Extinction of life.
I'm gonna give this champion a turn of painful attacks, I think. I think so. Let's finish off the night. What you got? We'll never know. It is a mystery.
Being born was your first mistake. Opposing me? Your last.
Hey, how's it going?
Mop up the gore. I'd hate to see plants
Robes of
using it
Potence.
as fertilizer.
+8 luck, +8 accuracy, and +8 evasion. I don't dislike it. Okay. It stands to reason that, you know, this wasn't guarding from, like, the self-inflicted damage, so neither would the Hero's Blood, and obviously the Hero's Blood also is not magnifying the Berserk damage as well. That would be really gross if it was. So that just makes the Vampire immune to debuffs there for round 1, which I don't hate, but we can do better. Whatever. I don't mind. Like I said, experiment. Drink the blood. Drink the blood. Drink the blood. I think what I'm gonna provide then. Not feeling a serpent skull. I'm thinking spider mandibles. I was thinking this for the Banshee, but I really like that the Banshee's bringing. With every minion's successful ability, you know, stands to reason. We also could just make the Vampire flat immune to debuffs, but I'm not too concerned about that. Everything else like the drop of Divinity. Listen, I already gave you Hero's Blood. You don't get the drop, too. Give you some mandibles. There, the blood's been consumed. We'll never see it again. You had it all. The whole flask. Chug, 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 chug. Like how I have, like, these backup, like, mana things in case I'm short on mana. We have a Philosopher's Stone. I'm not sure whether I used the last one I had or not. But I certainly started the session with one. Alright, what do we have here? Funeral Coin, Sacrificial Stone, Drop of Divinity. Okay.
Sure. I can use this.
That one's for me, I guess. Okay, we've got new enemies. These, the Zhao Dunes. What you got? Mercenary Captains. No effects. 285 Vigor, 240 Sanity. 30 Armor, no resistance. They're, you know, they've got a decent amount of evasion. For their bulk and the gear they're wearing. Nay, too shabby. I still don't want to deal with you round 1. Go to bed. I really like getting all of my mana back. Just 50 mana strike and then whoop. That's what it was. Who needs peripheral vision to dodge? It's true. Yup. Just another compelling reason why I was not motivated to act against you. Let's berserk this mercenary captain in the... Let's wait and see what they do. Yes. Fucking alchemist here? Oh, it... who knows? It could be some sort of fucking Tanglefoot potion. It's like a Tanglefoot bag, or it could be a drink. The next attack is a guaranteed crit, and restores vigor and sanity equal to the damage dealt. Get off my board.
Monuments of murder.
I am not playing games.
Good. More materials. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
Alright, this won't deal much damage, but that's okay. That'll deal enough. Oh, that was a really gross crit. I accept. Hi. How you doing?
Mine is the winning side.
Well, that's awkward. Excuse me, what did that say? The Madman's Eye. The minion receives an additional action each turn if they're the only one left in the squad. Okay, that's another item that goes into the theme of playing with fewer characters and, like, through sacrifices and, like, spells that damage the entire board. The problem is that you only get 2 item slots for your minion. Like, I could see how you would make that work. I'm just like, eh. I'm not very enticed by it. Of course, it could also just be like a desperation thing. Like, oh god, you're the last one left. Well, better get to work. Yeah, there's nothing you can get other than blocks and wards. And I'd rather just get you more blocks and wards. Of course, we could fight enemies that can bypass blocks and wards, but maybe that's what the skeleton's for, yeah? Okay, I got 4 points. Where are they going? This spell, not enough impact. Alright, so like the accuracy loss would be good. But I would only use that on like a boss-style character. This could have like a buff that I would bring onto the board, I guess, for the final boss. This could also be something I would like a buff that I would bring to myself for the final boss. I'm not really compelled about it. That might help me get that fucking bone. This is neat, but I would rather take this action with the Bone Obelisk over Skullfall. And if there's like a single target enemy I really want to beat down, I'd rather Rain of Gore them. This, I would not want to spend my turns doing that. This, I mean, I do get up to 100 Wrath, and that gives me some neat synergy. This gives me an oh shit emergency heal. Would I do anything down here? That's just, like, that's not, like, that's nice, but not enough impact. The skeleton can't get buffed. The werewolf is the heavy hitter. The vampire deals, like, set damage with the vigor stuff. The banshee doesn't do enough. The less damage thing, eh. So no on this group. Summons a basic minion, so like, oh shit, someone died in this fight that I need to fucking stay committed to. That's a spell I feel pretty good about taking. As a panic, like, oh god, what has happened to my board or the enemy board? Okay, so I like picking these. That's final battle stuff, basically. Like, let me juice up before the final boss. Or like an elite battle. I like this as an oh no board state. I like this as a setup for 100 Wrath, utilize that, and then spend the Wrath. That would change how I play a bit. This is an oh no board state, and I'm not swayed by any of these. I think I like the idea of picking up a Dispel if something goes terribly awry and I need to remove debuffs.
You a little magic trick.
or remove enemy buffs that can be stripped off as a, oh god, that has to be solved. As, you know, something in the pocket in case of emergencies. Do I need to, like, throw a hex bomb, I guess.
It embellishes my undead features.
Yes, it does. I just like the idea of the ring, so I'm keeping the insurance deal. This weird mandolin I also like the idea of, even if I'm not making use out of that slot. Let me just... And just throw in a mana crystal. A mortal army can't fight without food, another of the many advantages of undeath. After stumbling across an undefended storage room, you see several ways in which you can exploit this opportunity, but you'll need to do so quickly, for the guards that were supposed to protect the stash returns. So, Black Widow can poison food, a lost soul curse the food. Nothing will be lost and nothing will be gained. No, I'll do it personally. Sometimes you just gotta have your own hand go into things. Hi, how's it going? Oh boy, 2 elites. Yum. And a standard bear. While the standard bearer is alive, his allies take 50% less stress damage? So fucking what? I mean, I'm still Hail-a-Teething and then coming in with a Catch the Laggards anyway. I'm Hail-a-Teething to remove the 2 blocks. The Catch the Laggards move may go after the Elite Knight, which I would be delighted by. Really, I'd prefer to just... You also deal 60 to 70 damage, which is not atrocious. I'm more concerned about these other enemies. But this is my big move. So let's see whether the knight redirects it to himself and dies. Did not.
Are an excellent source of fresh corpses.
That's adorable. I'ma get you, skeleton! Hacha! Clank. Fuck. That's right, every time you get hit. I gotcha. Ooh, you lost all of your armor and resistances courtesy of that scream. Note that that damage reduction does not save from the vampire's move either. I think the next person I want to get rid of is this paladin. So let's just go ahead and put you to bed. And you might redirect the attacks to yourself, even while in this state. And you did, somehow, magically, because of the reasons. You did it again, somehow, magically, because of the reasons.
You will be worth something in death.
That's a situation I would have benefited from, like, being able to shuffle the enemies, like, positioning around, but so it goes. I'll just throw some fucking spells at the paladin. Okay. Retreating escape? Are you... Okay. You fucking chicken shit? Whatever. Fuck it, I'll let you run. I won't even try to blood curse you. Go for it. Maybe I lied. I might have lied.
Now that's gonna leave a mark.
I definitely lied.
Baked within flames. Another
I didn't lie, I
towards
merely
my
changed my
eternal
mind.
Kingdom.
I've already dealt with the mortals trying to retrieve their supplies. Turn your attention back to the provisions, carefully applying one of your own personal hexes. The effect should be near instantaneous. Enemies lose 20% vigor and 20% sanity for 2 battles. It's hard to say that was, like, you know, worth the time, but we did it, and, like, we didn't suffer, like, any egregious penalty for it. It's fine. We throw down a mana source.
Now I will make mortals.
You don't need to have a
tremble
pithy,
before
witty
me,
line
even
for
more than
a
previously.
one-time whatever. It's your current global buffs over there. Neat. Oh, hey! A bone golem is a compromise. Normally it is not possible to craft an undead such as this without an equally large body to serve as the foundation, or there are precious few giants around. We discovered a way around this limitation. The golem is made up of several bodies held together by the curse of entropy and decay. So that's, yes, that's how you hold together things. Entropy and decay. What do you want from me, phone? Alright. One moment. Alright. Also, intense lawn mowing action happening outside. So, constantly crumbling, regenerating to maintain its form, living in a constant cycle, these constructs would make for interesting subjects of philosophical study were they not far more effective as killing machines. 173 vigor, 3 initiative, 97% accuracy. When the bone golem dies, enemies take damage. Okay, so this is an enemy who's like, I fucking dare you to destroy me. Abilities. Destroy. Deals damage. Deals extra damage for missing vigor. That's enemies missing vigor. That's minions missing vigor. Okay. Or maybe it's just... like this is you. Alright, and this one's a move. Onslaught. Alright. Maim. Interrupt stances. The target loses attack for every 10 vigor the bone golem is missing for 2 turns. I can only use that on the front row. This has the enemy lose more attack. This deals a bit more damage. Alright, so a hit that has a bit of a debuff attached to it, fine. And also keys off of missing vigor.
Perfection takes time and proper ingredients.
This is a heal for the golem. And then on this side, it's a debuff remover as well. This also moves the golem up. This is a castable buff. As the bone golem basically turns itself into protection for another minion. The consumption of vigor. Self-destruct. Golem can't miss, dies after using it. 50-50 chance of coming back. With this side. And then the ultimate. Splintering March. Costs Vigor. And potentially stun targets. Attacks the whole line. This deals more damage. This increases the stun chance, but also doubles the Vigor loss. Okay! So, the Bone Golem plays with health. But its feature keys off the idea of this Bone Golem being expended in combat, and potentially coming back too. We can increase initiative a little bit. Vigor can definitely be increased. Attack power to a small extent. Blocks and wards. Alright, yeah, that's fine. We'll make one.
Ah, this is what a necromancer's war machine looks like.
We'll make two. Yeah, I'm pretty sure nothing else would take a Bone Golem, so cool. You just go hang out over there, I guess. With this Lich who's got to be sacrificed. We could make very faint use of that level 48 brain. Right here. Missing just a little bit of XP. Anyway. Choose a minion to raise. I guess I don't have a Lost Soul down there in the bar right now. I think that's what you are. Yeah, Lost Soul. Just some sort of Inquisitor, Hierophant. Guess I'll find out. Enough talk. Yep, Inquisitor. Yeah, when you pull like minions out from that tile, there are, you know, they're keeping up with the Joneses. Think same idea here. Kill a teeth.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Knight's like, nah, fam, I'm good. I don't need to take that hit for you. Inquisitor, no effects, no evasion, does have a block on. Well, a circle of fire has been, like, tramp has been put on this space. So if I did, like, movement shenanigans, like, with characters, or if, like, the Inquisitor were queued up with, like, enemies that forced movement, that could be more problematic. For the Vampire, directly, that's not an issue.
This is my kind
Good
of
crit.
entertainment.
Yes. It is hopeless, isn't it? I agree. And I'm glad you see things my way.
Baked within flames. Terror will overflow.
Let's hack that block off. Me. Damn. There we go. A little bit of movement shenanigan happened there, but of course the Banshee also had a ward too. You go by now. More Shackles of War. I do like that item, and that's certainly something I could see myself using, particularly combined with like a maddening amulet.
Finally,
You can definitely wear those together. That's more for combat if you're doing like a sanity team, which I'm not. Enemies are going to be losing vigor and sanity for one more fight. Let's go pick up some souls. The old soul machine. Alright. Gonna go this way, turn off, grab that level up for myself, and there's that elite fight. I could make this take longer by taking this route. Could still get a level up for myself. That runs me into sacrificial altar along the way anyway. There. Also, gives me an elite fight. Gives me some more time with these enemies. I'm not... Yeah, I would like to see more of these enemies. I'm not... I can meander a little bit here. What the hell? Why not? Still gets me to that spot that I want to get to. Sure. I was very much thinking of going this way, but let's count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mm-hmm. How y'all doing? We have a zealot. Alright, yeah. Gonna fucking sprinkle some holy water all over my ass. That, you got the incense burning too, I'm fucked. And a priestess over here. 2 blocks, 2 wards. You also have 2 blocks and 2 wards, and that's even with my Mull of Destruction, shaving off a block and ward. No knight. Anyway, bye. Crit for 468. Cute. Gankly, you have the most HP, and I'm not halted by those blocks and wards. Halt! Halt! You know, I didn't stun the champion this time. I just laughed over the, you know, running into a block, as one does. It's different. It's different. Damn it. I'm gonna get those blocks off. And because the buff was there, deal an extra damage. Oh yeah, all the candles there, it's great. This is gonna run into the wards. Let's do this. What you got? Uh-huh. That was a move you did. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, that happened. I agree. Didn't really help, you know, putting the extra, like, damage taken debuff on an enemy I slew, but I felt like putting gore on that hit of it. As one does.
Perish!
Give myself 2 attacks there. Just in case, the gladiator got out of the way of the first one. Oh no. Weakness? You deal less damage and take more damage, and we're on round 2 as well? Oh, bud. Bud, aye. That's it's unfortunate for you.
Soon this world will be mine.
Not gonna level up the crew. I'll just keep moving. Another Halo of Chaos, another Sharpened Bone, and a Coward's Foot. The minion performs a... Action economy!
All for my future kingdom.
Ah, yeah, that blood phantasm, don't worry about it. What would I... God. I need to think about this. I'm gonna go get a drink. Check the phone that bleeped, and just think about this coward's foot. Shall return.
May I interest you in any of our personal care products?
Only I know how to unlock the true potential of necromancy. You have the honor of receiving my personal touch.
Hey there, Critical Whistle. Not the only person to have come in extolling having finished watching the Star Control series. Appreciate it. Alright. So, got my drink. Had some thoughts. Consider what the werewolf has. The advantages I get from the coward's foot versus the items I have equipped on the werewolf and on the other members of the party. So, werewolf is my striker. Deals a shit ton of damage. If I take this off, I lose my mana regeneration in combat the werewolf is bringing to the table. I can bring an item for that, though. You know, to, like, help me restore mana. If I remove this, the werewolf can get debuffed. Now, werewolf has not always won turn priority. It usually wins turn priority. And the consequence could be that enemy axe throws down a debuff on round 1. Alternatively, I don't know, we might get into a fight, say the final boss, like, starts with a debuff on turn 1. I have a Dispel spell, but that would also require me to use my spell cast for that. And, of course, a combat that goes further than round 1, I lose out on this. I'm not willing to replace either of these items for the Coward's Foot. I have replacement Orb of Negation. I do not have a replacement Essence of Mind to experiment with that. Skeleton. Not a high enough impact for me to give a Coward's Foot. Also, am perfectly fine with a skeleton taking reduced damage from the Drop of Divinity and Armored Plates. Vampire. Banshee. Acid Gland here is nifty, and Ashes of a Burned Witch are nifty. Both of these, like, key off of single target or area effect things to, 1, deal true damage to foes with, like, burning, so long as they can be ignited, and then potentially strip off their armor and resistance so the werewolf doesn't have to. Now, the skeleton ain't impacted by armor, which is something that I do sometimes forget. And the vampire ain't impacted by blocks and wards, and it's not like the berserk really cares, but the thrown dagger would. And I don't think I've ever had her in the first 2 rows enough that she's ever been in the position to do a bite. Or if she has ever been cycled up there, I've just never done it. So the Acid Gland, I would be fine with removing in exchange for like a double screen. Maybe there's 2 enemies who's buffed, so I want to remove in opening round. Maybe I want to stack even more fire on the board. You know, I don't know for sure. As for what I would replace on the vampire, I guess it might be the spider's mandibles. And I know I just put those on there after having the hero's blood, the flask of that being consumed. And I don't dislike this item. I think it's neat. Here's what I'm thinking, though. What if I just was able to berserk 2 times in round 1? You know, or berserk and then irresistible thirst for blood, start throwing daggers. Instead of like this, which is a sort of like a cool effect that has staying power, like the longer combats go. What if I just fucking throw Vigor to the Wind and then just, yeah. So I think this is actually what I'm replacing here, the Spider Mandibles, over this Acid Gland. I think that's close, but I'm not too attached to these Spider's Mandibles, and what it's bringing here, I'm basically just going to be doing with double Berserk. Alright, so yes, the Banshee, when she screams, her screaming can debuff enemies in combination with setting them on fire and spewing acid over them. Or, you know, strip the buffs off, as one does, of course. Alright, so we're gonna roll with that. And, as, you know, as has been demonstrated, these items are, like, permanently deleted. So I can't pull these off. I don't get these back. So those spider mandibles are in heaven now. So it goes. But I think that's a worthwhile trade. That's giving me more actions in the first 2 rounds, which is where I want actions. Considering the minions take less damage and minions deal more damage. It doesn't really help the vampire so much, given, like, what I'm doing with her berserk. But it's a net benefit overall for, like, getting enemies down quicker in, say, round 2 with the werewolf and the skeleton. As the skeleton has quietly become an ass beater. A beater of asses. I could work towards upping that spirit spear count for him. Ah. Just wanted to click out of the window there to make sure I remove that away text. Cool. Anyway, welcome in, folks. We are, controlling a squad of elite necromancer troops against squads of elite human troops as we are busting out of the tomb that we were imprisoned in for so many years and looking to establish an undead kingdom and bring oblivion to life. As one does, you know.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather in.
Well, I don't know precisely what the end of the game is, courtesy how I've not played this video game before. I certainly have not done a full playthrough of the game, but it seems like the final area of the video game, based on communicated information. From the game itself, not from viewers. I wouldn't want that.
I didn't think it would be this easy.
I didn't even... No, I did. I had to throw teeth down. You crit me for 1. Good job. Pro move. You're dying next turn.
Monuments of murder. Maybe I'll craft this one into furniture.
You have a squad with an initiative tracker. They take turns, and the enemy has a squad. Up to 4 versus up to 4, taking turns. You, as the Archmage Necromancer, have a talent spell usage once per round. You can see the round tracker up here. The Banshee's going to be the last person who acts during this round. With an array of different abilities, which can be modified through upgrades. As can your minions.
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
It's just not how it works. That's
You
true.
know, if this keeps up, I'll be done purging the world ahead of schedule.
Alas. I think it's reasonable for this to not be modified in any way. Just, you know, just taking off half current vigor. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Don't feel like upping any of these. I care more about the other stats. Here, what am I shooting for? Luck so I can crit with that that magic attack scream that you do? I haven't bothered investing at all. Do I care more about blocks and wards with you? I might. Yeah, same here. Anything I want to use, or just get rid of these. Get rid of them. Set these scrolls on fire. Disintegrate them. Get out of my face. Alright, let's see what's up with this quest. While total victory is almost within your grasp, there are still many challenges to overcome unless you are constantly on the lookout for enemies. Thus, the moment you're forced to step into a hexagonal chamber, you know that something is amiss. Giant stone guardians stand still against the many walls, and a massive crystal at the center shines a faint blue light. Before you can order retreat, the passage seals behind you, and the stone watchers come to life. How you doing? We have an elite stone golem, we have 2 elite gargoyles, and we have a light elemental. We've seen these enemies before, and that stone golem is definitely not up to snuff here. Though it can get a redirect. This guy, this light elemental, is new. Immune to stress attacks, and ignition doesn't escape. Okay. Let's take the blocks off.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather in...
Blocks are those blue shields down there. Those completely negate, like, physical attacks. So, that would have negated the next 2 physical attacks. Teeth attack twice. Which opens up the werewolf to attack that back row slot.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Our new light elementals. Good job redirecting to yourself, bud. Shield. Howdy, howdy, welcome in. Oh, hey, those gargoyles can actually do a single target attack instead of just a group sweep. What the hell do you know? We're out here fucking going crazy. In a giant cathedral. Obliterating foes, as one does. These enemies are immune to ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Good job. How's it going? Pretty okay. Crushed. Thankfully, that just cost 30. Let's get some of that health back. Yeah, let's get some of that health back. It's a pretty good game. I think so.
One by one, life vanishes.
Vampire will act before this gargoyle? Fine. Full heal.
A predictable outcome.
That's what the hell I think about your guardians. Oh, more acid glands. Delightful. After a tough battle, you manage to discover an exit to the chamber. Before you leave, you approach the blue crystal and study it for a few moments. It seems to be an animation locus. Be used to fortify your own necromantic creations if you have the time. Or, so I went to a quest that gave me that fight to give me nothing or nothing. Happens sometimes. So it goes. Alright, everyone, let's break off a piece. That Kit Kat bar. Banshee restored 0 damage. Vampire restored 0 damage. Skeleton restored 0 damage. Werewolf restored 0 damage. We're just too fucking good. Is this by the Darkest Dungeon developers? No. Yes, if you're looking for a game by the creators of Darkest Dungeon, may I direct you to Darkest Dungeon 2? Currently in early access, I believe.
This never gets old.
Skeleton's got a smite attack that deals more damage, the more buffed a character is. Alright. Bleed. Was Darkest Dungeon one of those series that got bought out by a big dev and they turned into a shitty micro... What? Heavenly Protection. The character is immune to damage and debuffs. Can't be removed. Alright, guess we'll have to wait for Heaven to look away for a turn. Fucking Heaven, am I right?
Death.
Well, that's awkward. Now let's just finish the job here. I'll wait. Vampire doesn't care about blocks and wards.
Another step towards my eternal kingdom.
Alright. Oh, more terrifying visages. Visages. By sages. Just saving up for this, right? We're definitely not doing luck? Ah, what the hell. Get lucky. You... I don't need to up accuracy with you anymore. The evasion looks fine. I don't hate it. We're definitely upping your accuracy, and you, considering everything else, we're just gonna go for another blocker ward. Ancient Cough. Madman's Eye. Coward's Foot. Another Coward's Foot, huh? Alright, you get a Coward's Foot! You get a Coward's Foot! It's Christmas. Alright, we're coming with an elite fight next.
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previously.
Okay. Elite Champion, Elite Knight, Elite Inquisitor, and Elite Paladin. The Elite Knight has a 50% chance of redirection for, like, allies behind said Knight. So this hit that's about to land on the Paladin may not be landing on said Paladin, and will not kill the Paladin, if it does. I think you've earned my enmity.
Monuments of murder.
Grimith, for the love of God, read the fucking thing. I was looking at the champions and not the Inquisitors. Yeah, you earned my enmity, alright. Well, that was my wasted talent for the turn. I should have just put the champion to sleep. So it goes. Get out of here. I buffed! Oh no, I'm dead. Yeah, can't use two of the same item.
Savor these last few heartbeats.
It's magic damage, right? Good. Thought I'd try. Alright, what you got? Crit for 70. Fueled there by 2 hits of Vengeance and Blood Rage. So yeah, double damage on the Elite Champion and got a crit on top of that. Yeah, I think the Skeleton's gonna have to have a break after this fight. Holy shit. The vampire's actually enraged to do this move. My word. Well, we might as well. You ignore blocks and wards. Yes, that was a bite. Again, we're having conversations about what a deep bite is. What is a bite? Try harder, he says, skipping his next turn.
My will is a tide that will wash away your pathetic civilizations.
Alright. Oh, what's that? I said that the skeleton was gonna need a break? Yeah. Yep. Alright, siesta. Backup skeleton! Okay, backup skeleton. This level 49 brain, it's yours, my friend. Skulls. Bones. Weapons. Oh well. Boop. Okay. This skeleton will focus on some different shit, i.e. not fucking attacking. Unless the enemy has no damn evasion. Yes. Yes. You are here just to take blows. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can replace that Bane aura with something that interests me. I think it's going to be a drop divinity. Backup skeleton, you get a drop of divinity. Enjoy. Sorry, Inquisitors. I don't take credit. Alright. Another quest, huh? What's the dynamite on?
Fetching.
It's not unusual for your armies to run into armored resistance. In the halls of the sanctuary, you are expecting knights, not a mob of angry dwarves. Since a few had managed to avoid the purge with cries of bloody vengeance, they rush. Oh no, Book of Grudges, Well, we don't have a Blood Phantasm in the battle group. We don't have a Shade in the battle group. We're just fighting some dwarves here. Hey, dwarves! Just throw some fucking dynamite. It's been a bit. How's it going? How you doing? Note the skeleton in the mortuary will not heal. Like the stuff in your graveyard doesn't like occur after quest battles. So fuck you.
Monuments of murder.
Okay, redirect yourself, whatever. I didn't do that much damage. Get out of here.
Voided its bowels just as it died.
Yeah. Sometimes these quest battles feature enemies from the olden times. Which, you know, I like. Yesterday we fought like a group of mad mages, which was amusing. We actually got to see the full bevy of what they could do. You think I'm gonna let you get away with this galvanic strike shit again this time? No. Vengeance! For the fallen! Do you take me for a wazak? Yes. "39 hit points.
Fate within flames.
Get out of here.
A sad display for mortal kind.
51 brain. Whatever rage the dwarves may feel pales in comparison to yours. Your minions and your magic tear them to pieces in a few moments. They made for an amusing diversion as a kind to continue to your ultimate goal. Hold on. Well, that used our dynamite.
It embellishes my undead features.
It sure does, bud. It sure does.
You don't know why? There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Crit for 475, as one does. Go to sleep. Go directly to sleep.
Ah, your frail bodies fail you.
Get him back up, skeleton! You did your best. Indeed, lethal. So, our Banshee here has Ashes of a Burned Witch, so she sets enemies on fire for 2 turns. And that fire deals true damage, ignites the enemies, provided they're not immune to being ignited. I've also recently given her, she used to have like acid spores that gave her a chance of stripping off armor and resistance, but I've just given her a Coward's Foot, so she takes an extra action in round 1. So she could say, for example, an enemy has buffs I can remove. Let's take those off. An enemy, or I want to buff my team, we can do that. Want to debuff the enemies, we can do that. If I feel like throw down a Morbid Howl and then spending some Wrath to try and stand, like, against it, we can do that too. Pretty yummy. She just does, like, magic and stress attacks. Just dealing with wards and not blocks. But that works out pretty well. The vampire completely ignores blocks and wards with all of her attacks. So she's able to just shave off, you know, half of their current life pool, which is pretty nice. And then she can heal herself up, chucking daggers.
Delivered.
Well, that seems unfortunate for you, huh? I like the vampire giggling at the Banshee and saying the 2 of us should have a night out. 2 of us girls should have a night out sometime. It amuses me. So you have blocks. No, I bypassed those.
As your suffering ends, your service begins.
More Martyr's Rags. I think that's my 3rd set. I really like this item. As putting that on someone that's gonna be on your front row to protect those in the back line who you want to be attacked. Like the Mummy, or the Fallen Dampier, or the Bone Golem. It's a really good, like, equipped item slot. Like, there's another thing as well. Let me look through things. Metal Betrayal receives a buff that reduces the damage they receive by 5% each time they take damage, stacks up to 8 times. They have a stance that they get into. Anytime an enemy attacks her, she deals damage back to them. And either counterattacks are always crits, or can heal up. It is a stress damage counterattack. Still. Something else I thought of that would be neat synergy, like, combined, besides those Martyr's Rags. Something like the Spiked Head, like, someone attacking her, like, takes stress damage. There was, like, Salamander Skin for, like, magic damage variant of that. You have a Jester's Visage to, like, which I think is obsoleted by the Martyr's Rags. I thought there was an item that would make it so that it couldn't be moved. But maybe she can't equip it, or maybe I imagine that instead like a separate character's ability. That way she couldn't be, you know, slotted around. Slid around. As noted, that'll also work for the Mummy as well, as the Mummy has a decent Vigor pool, and each enemies that successfully attack the Mummy lose luck, which if they go into negative luck, acts as positive luck for the attacker. Luck is a likelihood of landing a critical hit. Also work for something like this new Bone Golem over here, who wants to be attacked, can fucking self-destruct, and has things that key off of missing vigor. These shackles just have enemies not being able to escape or become inspired. Anyway, backup skeleton, you did your job. Good work. Get back out here. That bone golem is something, huh? Unlocked him earlier this broadcast. Look through his abilities. Nukes enemies upon death. Can deal damage. And deal extra damage depending on, like, vigor missing. Can debuff, like, attack for missing vigor. Can recover vigor and potentially remove debuffs. Can provide a buff for blocks, maybe even block some wards in exchange for vigor, unlike an ally. Can fucking blow up. And with the I'll be back, has a 50% chance to reconstitute after blowing up. And then the ultimate here is hit all of the enemies for some wrath. And obviously a cost of vigor. And potentially, you know, 50% chance to stun them. 25% chance to stun. This is the double vigor laws. I like the look here for certain. Just, as I noted at the start of this broadcast, like, unless the game, like, fucking, like, the game has to force me to change this party, like, composition. Force me to adapt to circumstances. Otherwise, like, this is like a winning combination for me. I ain't gotta change shit. So, well, let's see. So the next thing I was thinking of, because I picked up Dispel as a just-in-case emergency, like, I gotta get rid of these buffs, debuffs, and I gotta get rid of enemy buffs. There was nothing in here I wanted. This stuff I was kind of about. I felt alright about Battle Eternal as, like, an all-unit heal. Blood Magic I wasn't so sure about since I regularly spend my Wrath. And then Calcination Mastery and Necromancy power I felt good about before the final battle. So I think I'm going to pick up one of these two. Now. Okay. Let's get, you know, because I'm so selfish, the me thing. And then next level up, we'll grab the Necromancy power thing. Then we'll see what other points we get before the final battle. You know, this also leaves room for me, you know, to explore, like, different pathways to power in, like, future runs of the video game. Like, well, I have sampled other characters. Obviously, the Bride was with us at the start. We've dabbled with the Lich. The Dark Knight was with us at the start. We've spent time with Zombie, who is currently just hanging out in the arena. And I've certainly looked at the other characters and been like, neat, I see combinations with this, I find this interesting. Because, like, this shit works. Necessity is the mother of invention. I don't need to invent shit right now.
The formulae reveal their secrets.
What consumable do I want to use? Let me ask myself this. What's my final gear loadout gonna be for the final fight? It's probably gonna be having the Power Fist on. And so not having the ring on. So I could then have the Skull Torch on. I don't think I would change either of these. What about the weapon? I think I like stripping off a block and ward more than this dagger. Yeah. Okay. So, back to this. Might as well use these consumables. Let's give ourselves another spooky face.
It embellishes my undead features, no?
What I've got my eye out for on this endgame, which I don't think is going to happen, but, you know, things that, if those were swerves that would appear, I would find neat, would be you had this many fights, because the game does keep track of fights, before you reached the Grand Inquisitor. And so, like, more time to prepare. Or alternatively, you're gonna need to prepare different squads to go after this raid boss in different elements. Multiple things you have to keep track of. Because obviously, undead versus, like, humanity is happening in the back scenes, but we're focusing on elite squads here. So just that style of game. You have plans on getting the DLC? I have no plans on putting any money into this video game.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather indeed.
Had this some bitch for free when GOG gave it away for free? Way early this year? Last year? There certainly may be motivation to do so, should I be inclined to play the game more. Let's get that HP off of you, and let's get this HP off of you. You want the remove singing option? How dare you? How dare you? I think I'm fine leaving that blood rage on you. I think I'm fine leaving this blood rage on you too. The revenge can't be removed. So let's just do a group screen again. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Basically a wasted turn.
Monuments of murder. One more for the stockpiles.
All right. Heave. Ho. Did forget that armor combined with the smites, especially with the reduced damage as well. I forgot about the base armor on the elite paladin. But we're good. We'll keep the wrath. Dimmed. Well then. Get out of my face.
Within flames. Give them no mercy.
That damage reduction. Alright, come back to life then.
Brave are an excellent source of fresh.
Good, and you lose your action for the round. You also get all your blocks and wards back. The full assortment. That's nice. The only reason I would need to scream word for my magic, I just cast physical spells. Buff the team. Look at this combat going an extended period of time. Heave! Ho! Should have waited until after the vampire. Oh well. What's your move? Resurrection. Okay, game. Alright, this is the cruddiest enemy design. This is easily the worst designed enemy in the video game. Okay. Don't have a cooldown on that one, huh? I haven't really seen enemies have cooldowns on their moves. Whatever.
So, this is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like? Yeah, pathetic. Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky.
Just wasting my time.
Incoming.
Get out of here! Yell that ward off of Yada's fight.
Mop up the gore. I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
Standard of Darkness. Seen that before. Wait, what did it just do? Resurrection. I can't resurrect. Stupid heaven. Stupid light powers. Getting pretty pricey. Not that much boon. We're not that much gain. Still waiting on that. Another 2 points. Alright, cultist. What you got for me? Sure. I just didn't even bother. Like, yep, that's fine. I'll take this.
Finally, this
Make the
item
minions
finds its
stronger.
way into my capable
I suppose.
hands.
Nope. Alright, another sacrificial altar. We'll chuck that Lich in. We ended up having our fun elite fight back there earlier. Just, 3 more fights before we get to the boss. Elite Standard Bearer. All grizzled and shit. 15 armor and enough HP to...
Don't know why.
We survive
There's
this
no
hit.
Sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Yes, we are 9 to 324. That's before the armor reduction as well. Good job, bud. Like an elite standard bearer. Just shrug off the pain. Alright. 7 HP. You even get to go next. What's your move, standard bearer? What do you do? Fucking out of here. You know what? That's fair. Totally fair. And I cannot scream both those words off of you. Well, I can, but I can't, like, actually, like, have a chance to stun you. What's your heal? I don't think that's the correct target to save. Perhaps I am the fool here. You were even stunned. And you're not even the elite. I fucking rained on you anyway.
Become part of the breathless tide.
Get out of here! Ha! Hi, let's go. Your damn resistances! Pass.
Mine is the winning side.
Get in there. Oh, the scroll of Skullfall again. Wow. We're not using that. We're not gonna be using 2 of these. I'm never using this delectable part. Get out of here. If I didn't have that, that Warhammer that removes a block and ward before these combats, I would not be able to nuke this back slot here. I have not forgotten that. It's pretty nifty. Pretty swell. You! Go to sleep. Grimith, please. What the fuck were you just talking about, nuking that back slot? Something something teeth, something something? Whatever. I'm killing the paladin first.
My kingdom comes.
Pass. I don't think I'm even gonna do the Cashalagger's move. This combat.
Being born was your first mistake. Opposing me? Your last.
Oh, Shining! At the start of the Light Elemental's turn, all allies receive +2 blocks and +2 wards. Well, at least that's different. That's fine. You can have your blocks and wards. I guess you can't.
Another step towards my eternal kingdom.
How's this book looking these days? Alright. Yeah. Got some markers for enemies. We got some markers for elite enemies. Book ain't fully complete. We can read their bios. We can look at what their abilities are with those markers. We don't have time. We have a kingdom to build. Getting clothing, robes of potence, another Morgenstern. Eh.
A dark collective.
Pick the robes back up, I guess. Excuse me? The hell are you? Cannoneer? Royal Gunner. Receives 25% attack and plus 10 luck after every turn. Stacks. Removed after changing position. Escapes if he is the last squad member. Huh.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Uh-huh. Am I fine with this champion dealing more damage? I need to slay the champion. We can do that. More.
This will be
Yeah, double crit. Yep, we can do that. That's... Damn, that's rough for you, huh? What's up? Okay. That's fair. You're inspired! Heroic. Increases damage dealt by 20%. I've mentioned, like, they've been inspired other times without actually being inspired. But now, yes, you've been tested. Damage dealt by allies increased by 10%. Damage received is reduced by 20%. Damage received by allies reduced by... That's pretty neat. That inspiration also provides a team buff, too. That's good for you. It will be harder for me to slay you. I'm up to the challenge.
Baked within flames.
More martyrs, right? Okay. Skeleton is slightly missing HP, so... have a drink. Alright. Got both of those that I was thinking about. I am 1 point short of grabbing either of these. Might be able to engineer that level. It'd have to be a lot, but if it's going to potentially be the final fight, then it won't matter. I'm not putting on this Power Fist. Not putting that on. Am I going to utilize any of these? I think I'm keeping that ring on. That opens my slot open over here to Curse Grimoire to get plus 30 Wrath each round of combat. 10 mana every turn. I think I can count on my werewolf to get that back for me. Remove a block and a ward at the start of combat? No, let's get that.
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well,
This
even
infused
more
dagger
than
is neat, but let's go ahead and get rid of that. That and these items are so pretty. They're so pretty. A little bit short, which means let's sacrifice this, this, and this. Beautiful. Get to keep these items. An orb. That's my level. I think with the plus 30 Wrath generation I've got going, I'm more inclined to pick Blood Magic here over Battle Eternal. Saying I do not have a way to heal the team. Barring what mechanics might be provided for me. So I will pick up
I
Battle Eternal.
embrace this fury.
11. There you go. 4. 6. What do you have that instills dread? What are you doing? Ah, it's the dismissive banger. Okay. And then a block or a ward? Block or a ward? I choose ward. Get a little bit of resistance. There'd be no changes I would make to the brain fruits of this team. No changes I'd make to the items. Everyone is maxed out on that shit. Throw down a quick save? Sure. Okay. No. Hallucination and distillation? Sure.
Behold my work.
Sure. No. Weapons. Whatever. Alright. That should show up in global effects. And I presume effects on minions? Yeah, power of necromancy. Okay. That's all good. Let's go. The Grand Magister is a man of unrivaled power and a heart of ice. It was under his oversight that the bargain with the Dwarven alchemist was struck. The suffering he has caused did not trouble his sleep, even as he makes plans to wage war against other nations and races. In the end, he got a war, but not the one he wanted. Iratus proved to be a cunning and deadly foe, forcing the Magister to take action personally. He will use every last tool, every sacred incantation, every scrap of the Order's vast reserves to end the Necromancer in person. Then the people will flock to him, their savior. He will lead them all as their new savior and saint. I wonder what, like, the economic ramifications have been, like, outside this cathedral. To, like, flood in all of these people down beneath the bowels of this cathedral. Like, how many we've personally slain in the triple-digit battles. Not to mention, you know, all the extraneous warfare that's happened around us. Just, it's all been beneath the ground, too. None of it's been surface warfare. Anyway, this Imperium of Man Emperor-looking motherfucker. Alright, 900 hit points. The start of combat moves all minions to random positions. Good. Good. That's the kind of fuck the player effect I want to see. That's good shit. That is. What's that? You're depending on perfectly, like, beautiful, like, positioning. Nah, fam. Get fucked. That's good. Alright. And as you can see, we're spread out. 50% chance to redirect any attack to an ally standing in front of them. Gotcha. We have an elite champion we've seen before, an elite standard bearer we've seen before, and an elite royal gunner we've just encountered. Thinking about, like, whether I care about going after this guy back here. I still think I do. I still want to win that action economy thing.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather.
Crit for 496. Good. Good, good, good. Alright. Skeleton uses Bony Bully. Against the first 2 targets, stun target for 1 turn. That's the boss who has blocks on anyway. Get out of here. Grand Magister there with 3 attacks on that move. Shaving off the vampire's blocks, and even got like a heal on that, like a life link, life steal. That's fine. Let's get these wards off of these 2. So what I'm going to do here is not berserk with the first turn. Instead, I'm going to take this dagger. I'm going to throw this motherfucking standard bearer. That gets me into proper position. The skeleton and the werewolf are still a little off, but that's okay. As for berserk, that is going on the Grand Magister. He can be buffed. I'll let him deal extra damage. Yeah, that's a good choice, Grimith said, snorting. Go to fuck to sleep.
Ah, your frail bodies fail you.
Puny Magister! Your weapons cannot harm me! Oh, yes, the redirect. Good call, good call. I can slide the werewolf forward 1 to get crank it on tear to pieces, but look at the Magister's like armor and resistance. I'm not. It's not needed. Also, get out of my face.
Within flames.
That was overkill, but we're gonna get that mana back. Such pitiful attacks. You don't say. You don't say. You know what? I agree. Those attacks are really pitiful. I can't use tear to pieces though to bypass the block, so let's just get those blocks off. What is your next step, bud? Summons? Light elementals? Reign of Heaven, a second form? Is it time for me to retreat? Whatever move you do while being super pissed and blood rage, let's lower your attack. You know, let's just actually strip his fucking buff off. So he's not in blood rage. That's fucking adorable. Not even fingering of death here.
Carve open their husks.
Skeleton? Skeleton? Skeleton! 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 He's got no evasion. Get him! Behold! Good. 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 Now he's... Yep. Alright. So the full squad, round 2 comes in. Obviously, my weapons effects don't impact here. Yes, the Golden Emperor now. He's got a new effect. So we're familiar with Elite Champion, we're familiar with Elite Standard Bearer, we're familiar with Elite Royal Gunner. But the Ascended Magister, through holy magic much as possible, it can deny death and reduce entire armies of undead to dust. Such ascension, attained through blasphemy, carries a steep price, however. Should the Grand Magister fall now, his soul is forfeit, as is dominion over mortal lands. Although he is nearly godlike in power, it might still not be enough to stop somebody as tenacious and cunning as us. Okay, so... You know what? It's just fucking, like, you know... It's the desperation move, right? It's his limit break. He's got to do it. At the start of combat, and then every 3 rounds, moves all minions to random positions. 50% chance to redirect any attack to an ally standing in front of them, does not escape. When an ally dies, gets plus 10 damage, and when an ally dies, reduces all incoming damage. Stacks can't be removed. Understood. You know what you need to do.
I hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
There's the shuffle.
Monuments of murder.
As much as I'd like to catch the laggards here, there's just like even with like a redirect, like block, 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 block. Might be directed to him, but block, 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 block. I can put the skeleton in front no matter what, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my ancient curse. Step the werewolf forward 1. Do a sudden ambush, but that also is derailed by blocks. Not too like motivated to like attack you right now this turn. Let's get some of the blocks off the Elite Standard Bearer. Tally ho! It takes care of all those blocks. Sniper stance. Deals damage to any minion after they perform any... What the fuck? Excuse me?
Blood too.
How about you just go to hell? I'll crit with that, and you skip your fucking turn. How about that? How about that? How about that for your fucking stance? want that mana refill. And with this constant redirects as well, I think I'm just gonna start focusing on taking down these enemies. Damn him, like, getting the damage buff, like, aside. Like, it's just... Like, that's not tolerable for me.
Good, good. More materials. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
Subduing stance at the beginning of the next turn deals damage to all minions depending upon my wrath? I don't know what to do with that. Huh. Okay. So this is not an answer that I want from chat. What I'm thinking here, like, what is not... Yes, Jonesman asks there. I don't know the answer to that question. That's not being communicated to me through the game's user interface. And again, I don't want that answer from viewers. Because I can blow through this Wrath. Like, these two both act. I can blow through this Wrath. I just don't have an answer.
Brave are an excellent source of fresh corpses.
Well, shrug. Again, like, I could spend the Wrath. Let's get that final ward off. We're certainly spending some here, because I want to renew that Blood Moon, no matter what.
You don't know why? There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Those can't be removed. Yeah, allows me to strip that off. Beats me.
Now that's gonna leave a mark.
Let's learn together as a family. Alright. Well, that happened. That was an event which transpired. Cannot dispute that. You don't even have any, like, evasion. I did have blocks on the team back there. The skeleton, like, took the, like, you saw the effect of that damage on the skeleton. Oh, good. We shifted here, huh? Well, that's fine by me. I accept being here. I know I've got a Blood Moon active, so I don't need to do this. Threw down a Finger of Death, as one does. Think we need to keep you intact, buddy. No. No. We don't need to keep you
You will
intact.
soon embrace your new existence.
We don't need to keep you intact. Take your turn. I fucking dare you. Take your fucking turn. That's what I thought.
Soon this world will be mine.
There's your holy fire right there. The reason why I passed there, like there's a mechanical reason for doing that, and it's third form, right? Although the Ascended Emperor description gave every indication that was the final form. If there was going to be a transition, I would rather, like, have the vampire's turn to act upon that. But also, just the flavor of the skeleton, like, almost finishing the job for the second form, and then fire that the Banshee created, just obliterating. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That was fun. Those were fun interactions. Party swapping, confusing of like, subdual. Should I be angrier? Should I be calmer? The subduing me, should I try to like get super pissed and like overwhelm the subdual? Or should I just like let the anger flow out of me so that he can't subdue me as hard because I'm already subdued? What's the secret? That was fun. Well. Every time we miss, I can gain wrath. Never bother with that. Like, party condition as we're about to fucking walk out. And, I'm not gonna bother healing. Yeah, not gonna. Yeah, we've already had our looks at things. I'll equip this fucking orb of. I'll equip this book of ancient wisdom.
Well,
I'm just gonna fucking strut out of here. That's it. I'm assuming that's the end.
sorry to keep you waiting. Had to slaughter a couple thousand armored meat bags on my way here, but you know how it is. After all, how could I forget my beloved foes, huh? Oh, I was thinking of having a little party to celebrate my victory, and I came here to hand out your invitations personally. You who once defied me and imprisoned me will now call me master. Obey. What is the meaning of this?
You have done well. The potential for corruption lies in all life. And when it grows too great, only the Avatar of Death can provide the cure. This once noble order has become a poison for the soul and a blight upon the land. And now that it is gone, life can begin anew. Return to your grave, for your work here is done.
You aim to deny me my rightful kingdom?
Yours will be a kingdom of peace. Your name will be honored and feared until you are needed again. Take my offer, Necromancer, or resist. Your fate is already woven.
Fate. A necromancer knows much about fate. Would you like me to tell you what it is? Death. It is the inescapable end that awaits all mortals. Especially the sanctimonious idiots who presume to use me. I am nobody's puppet. I am the puppet master, and in death, you will all dance upon my strings.
We got merch to sell, man. We can't have that shit end right there. Gotta get our Iratus teacups and our Aratus t-shirts and our Iratus trash bags. Play the DLC to explore more. It was a fine cutscene. I've let these credits play out before, but we'll let them play out again here at the end of yonder game. This is a fine game. I opened up today's gameplay with my negative quirks about the video game, which was the lines were beginning to wear thin on me. So, if you add in a couple of UI clarifications and about 500 more lines our titular character can say and sing, then yeah, my complaints vanish. A solid game. Felt pretty rewarding to play. There could have been a couple more twists there in the progression, but I mean, we were evil. There should be no further shadow behind us. And the ending cinematic, such as it was, who was the mysterious figure? Was it really fate that the titular character got freed? Or was it just someone doing jazz hands bullshit? I'm gonna spin this into a positivity thing. Yeah, aha. Go back to bed now. Yes, telling our narcissist, megalomaniacal necromancer who wishes to bring oblivion to life that he can go back to bed now. It's not what we're working with here. Most definitively, not the good guy. We don't know what angle the other person's working. The Grand Magister may also not have definitively been the good guy. I didn't sign up for this gray morality in my Dungeons & Dragons. And yes, I already knew, among the DLCs of this video game, that there was an extra level. As Ero Yaru also brought up earlier, are you gonna buy the DLC to Grimith extra level just It's a very strong game. That was on more pain difficulty. The tutorial done on Cakewalk. Perfect for challenge seekers. Normal starting rewards, resources, stronger enemies, some elite enemies, normal battles. Enemies can get inspired. Less vigor recovery for minions outside of battle. Cover less mana out of battle, and normal graveyard efficiency. Good always wins difficulty, because that's true. Enemies are overpowered, more elites, higher chance of becoming inspired. We don't recover any mana out of battle, and graveyard efficiency decreased. Then Eternal Harvest over here, you have to win good always wins difficulty first. Along the way, though we didn't use many of our minions in battle, we unlocked most of them. That was just a shade that required more insanities, and then the rest of the ship was either just win the game or get some DLC. Good always wins. This is a strong game. Do not recommend it all the 3 days I have spent streaming it. Yeah, I can't say for sure whether I'd ever play it again. But, the time invested, I don't regret it at all. It was pretty fun. Let me pull up the store page here for the various DLCs. Let's see here. We have... it's gonna be easier if I just look on Steam store page instead of GOG. Okay, so there's the summer skin set, the Halloween skin set, the holiday skin set. Those are each $2.99 US. We have the Lord of the Dead supporter pack, which you get the entire soundtrack, exclusive skins for all minions, the official illustrated strategy guide, and then the exclusive infested minion. You can still buy the supporter pack separate at $9.99 US. And then we have the Wrath of the Necromancer DLC. The culmination of the Arch-Necromancer's malevolent efforts. Assume his role once more and sweep aside all mortal resistance to do power the battles to battle with the powers that be. You get 2 new minions, the Reaper and Abomination, 17 additional skins for minions, additions to the alchemy system. You can craft battle potions and new items and artifacts. There are huge enemies, enemies that take up multiple spaces, new bosses including a final 6 boss, a new 6th floor, the cemetery, and new game ending, additional outro video, and story content. All yours at the base price of $14.99 US. So if you've ever wanted to have this content, and looking at these additional skins, among other things, I'm seeing the Banshee in a nun outfit. So, I mean, how much more fuckable could you be, right? But considering how GOG gave this away for free, and that's where I picked it up at, that was a pretty good price of admission, and as noted, the time invested was not a waste. This was pretty enjoyable. So yeah, any final thoughts from y'all about the video game? And folks who already have experience with the video game at this point, feel free to chip in too. I think that went pretty well. Other mechanics I think would have been neat or interesting would have been you took this long. Really, that is the primary thing. Like, you gave the Grand Magister more time to prepare by just dawdling down there. But I can appreciate, like, the cost of exploration just being, like, what you might expend in the exploration. Like, it's not guaranteed to be free, particularly on higher difficulty levels. But, you know, there are also reasons for games that have that sort of, like, path system, having a threat appear behind you to, like, hurry you the fuck up. The voice lines would drive you batty. Well, let's launch the game. It runs in Unity, so has all the Unity quirks and flaws. It would allow, you know, if you wanted to look for your save folder, for example, you would go dig into, on Windows, your app data, like, stuff, where those things get saved. It also means that I suspect I'd be able to edit my save file fairly well. Yeah, having extra lines so that it wasn't so repetitive would have been pretty enjoyable for me. This disclaimer, I'm pretty fine with. The learning curve being rougher. Hardcore tactical roguelike, this game is difficult and your minions will likely die. We lost one. A bride, who just got crit obliterated by a musketeer. She got shot once by the musketeer, and then she got crit annihilated. I don't think they are expendable just because they are dead. Every fight is a challenge, and resources are always limited. We definitely saw the limited resources aspect, but we also saw that there are ways to, like, fill in the gaps. Like, it would have sucked for me to lose any of my main team, given, like, the time invested in, like, upgrading their attack and vigor with magic items I had equipped, artifacts, but we could have done it. We had the brains. Enemies are strong, show no mercy to their undead opponents. You'll need to play smart and adjust your strategies for different encounter and enemy types, and we had a team that dealt with that stuff well. Launching the game here, you can turn on or off generating additional squad at the start, interface language, voice language, you can turn off subtitles, you can turn on and off character battle speech, so there you go. There's a toggle for that. You can speed up animation up to 5x. Ask when replacing items. I never turned that off. And then hide lock minions. And yes, that's also something I can't do as well. Speak to how the gameplay was at initial release compared to the existence of the game now, how difficult it was for folks who bought into the video game, and what their experience would have been like. Like, the general feedback I've gotten over the past 3 days from folks who've let it slip in chat is that it was a harder experience. And I also recall being asked, like, you know, like, what's up with that werewolf? Is this just base game? Yeah, just base game. Well, a lot of folks inquired about that werewolf. What the fuck's the werewolf doing with the undead? It's okay. War dog amalgam. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's good stuff.